he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus answered him,
"Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise."
I don't belong here. I really don't. Paradise is the last place I'd expect to end up after all I've done. Let me tell you my story. I was an armed robber. Me and Jake and the others, we used to live in the caves by the Judean hills between Jericho and Jerusalem. We used to live by violence. But then again, we wouldn't take on large groups, you know, because they would stay together for safety. But a family alone would be an easy target, or any fool that thought he could travel by himself. Brandished them with a powerful staff used to do the trick. Threatened them with a beating, and they gave up without much of a fight. And you know, I was known to break a few bones in my day. God forgive me. But I never killed anyone. But at least I never stayed around long enough to find out. The first time I met Jesus, I was invited to a party in his honor at a rich tax collector's house by the name of Zacchaeus. We shook hands. I was introduced. And he stared into my eyes for a long moment. It was as if he could see right into me. Who I am, every sin I ever committed. And then he smiled at me with this big, friendly smile. "You know," he said, "there's forgiveness for you in my kingdom. How about it?" I downed my eyes, I said something non-committal when I shuffled away. And the very next day, I was in a crowd and I was hanging on to every word he was saying. He was comparing his kingdom to a mustard seed, calling it the kingdom of heaven. And I wanted so much to go up to him after he was finished and take him up on that forgiveness thing, but I just couldn't. And I wish I had, because the next day, me and Jake, the third guy on the cross, we got caught by a Roman patrol. The others ran off, but we got caught. They beat us silly, dragged us into Jerusalem. There's no mercy for the likes of us. And it just so happens that the same day they crucified Jesus, they crucified me and Jake. One on the left and one on the right. But this ain't no regular crucifixion. There's mobs of people there just because Jesus is there. There's Pharisees swaggering, mocking. If you're some kind of savior, then save yourself. If you're the Messiah, then come down from that cross. If you can. Jake starts catcalling too, if you can imagine that. I yelled at him, "You miserable thug! Don't you have any fear for God? Can't you see we're going to die just like him? Have some decency. We're getting exactly what we deserve. He ain't done nothing wrong." Jake quiets down and the Pharisees lose interest, but I can't forget Jericho. I can't forget Jesus' eyes, his words, his invitation. So I called him, even though it was getting hard to breathe, and speaking makes it that much harder. "Jesus. Jesus, I was there in Jericho. Do you remember me?" He turns his head towards me. "Jesus, do you remember me?" He turns his head towards me. He nods. He does remember. And then he looks at me with those same piercing eyes, the same honest, loving eyes. He's in bad shape. His back is oozing. His breath is labored. He's exhausted in excruciating pain. And I can tell that he's going to last long. But I can see beyond that. He was the Messiah, is the Messiah, no matter what the Pharisees or the Romans say. When he dies, he will be with God. And in a few hours less, he will be vindicated. And he will reign in that kingdom he told us about. "Jesus," I say quieter, "when you come into your kingdom, will you remember me?" His lips are parched. His breath is labored, but I can still hear him. "Truly," he says, his voice cracks and it gets stronger for a moment. "Truly, this very day, you'll be with me in paradise." He's fading fast, but this is what gets me through the next couple of hours when they break my legs to kill me. I do believe. here I am. In paradise. I don't belong here. But you know, that's what a man gets when the king grants him a pardon himself. Full forgiveness. Pretty amazing, don't you think?